Bali clearance. Good afternoon. AirAsia 2673 ready for pushback at 14.
Vietnam 6544 clear to land runway 09er.
AirAsia 2673 cleared for pushback. Bali ground. AirAsia 2673 ready to taxi. AirAsia 2673 taxi to runway 09.
Bali ground. Vietnam 6544 requesting taxi to the gates.
Dynasty 90553 cleared for pushback.
Vietnam 6544 taxi to gate 14.
AirAsia 2673 cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali Tower. Good afternoon. China Southern 5810 is on approach. China Southern 5810 clear to land runway 09er. Bali ground. Dynasty 90553 ready to taxi. Dynasty 90553 taxi to runway 09er.
Bali clearance. Good afternoon. China Southern 5747 ready for pushback at 17. China Southern 5747 cleared for pushback.
Bali Tower. Dynasty 90553 ready for takeoff runway 09er. Dynasty 90553 cleared for takeoff runway 09er. China Southern 5810 taxi to gate 16.
Thai 5994 cleared to land runway 09er.
China Southern 5747 taxi to runway 09er.
Bali clearance. Good afternoon. Indonesia 2227. Ready for pushback at 10. Indonesia 2227. Cleared for pushback.
Bali Tower, China Southern 5747. Ready for takeoff runway 09er. China Southern 5747. Cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Type 5994. Taxi to gate 17.
Bali ground. Indonesia 2227. Ready to taxi. Indonesia 2227. Taxi to runway 09er.
Bali Tower. Good afternoon. AirAsia 5818 is on approach. AirAsia 5818 cleared to land runway 09er.
Bali clearance. Good afternoon. Super Green 69er 37. Ready for pushback at 12. Super Green 69er 37. Cleared for pushback.
Bali Tower. Indonesia 2227. Ready for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali ground. Super Green 69er 37. Ready to taxi. Super Green 69er 37. Taxi to runway 09er.
Indonesia 2227. Cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali ground. AirAsia 5818 requesting taxi to the gates. AirAsia 5818 taxi to gate 10. Bali clearance. Good afternoon. Lion Inter 7165 ready for pushback at 02. Lion Inter 7165 cleared for pushback.
Bali Tower. Super Green 69er 37. Ready for takeoff runway 09er. Super Green 69er 37. Cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali ground. Lion Inter 7165 ready to taxi. Lion Inter 7165 taxi to runway 09er.
Cebu 9er 160. Cleared to land runway 09er.
Bali clearance. Good afternoon. Lion Inter 1277. Ready for pushback at 08.
Indonesia 8342. Cleared to land runway 09er.
Lion Inter 1277. Cleared for pushback.
Bali Tower. Lion Inter 7165 ready for takeoff runway 09er. Lion Inter 7165 cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali ground. Lion in turn 1277. Ready to taxi. Lion in turn 1277. Taxi to runway 09er.
Cebu, Niner 160, taxi to gate 12.
Bali Tower. Good afternoon. Philippines 5796 is on approach. Philippines 5796 cleared to land runway 09er. Bali clearance. Good afternoon. Indonesia 2769 ready for pushback at 01. Indonesia 2769 cleared for pushback. Bali Tower. Lion in turn 1277 ready for takeoff runway 09er.
Indonesia 8342, taxi to gate 02.
Lion in turn 7156 cleared to land runway 09er. Indonesia 2769 taxi to runway 09er. Bali ground. Philippines 5796 requesting taxi to the gates. Philippines 5796 taxi to gate 01.
Bali clearance. Good afternoon. Asia 2815 ready for pushback at 07.
Lion in turn 1277 cleared for takeoff runway 09er. Bali Tower. Indonesia 2769 ready for takeoff runway 09er. Indonesia 2769 cleared for takeoff runway 09er. Lion in turn 7156 taxi to gate 08.
Asia 2815 cleared for pushback. Bali ground. Asia 2815 ready to taxi. Asia 2815 taxi to runway 09er.
Bali Tower. Good afternoon. Super Green 3944 is on approach. Super Green 3944 cleared to land runway 09er.
Bali clearance. Good afternoon. Cathay 8151 ready for pushback at 19er. Cathay 8151 cleared for pushback.
Bali Tower. Asia 2815 ready for takeoff runway 09er.
Cathay 8151 taxi to runway 09er.
Asia 2815 cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali ground. Super Green 3944 requesting taxi to the gates. Super Green 3944. Taxi to gate 07.
Bali clearance. Good afternoon. Indonesia 8243. Ready for pushback at 20. Indonesia 8243. Cleared for pushback. Bali ground, Indonesia 8243, ready to taxi. Indonesia 8243, taxi to runway 09er.
Cafe 8151 cleared for takeoff runway 09er. Good afternoon, Asia 9481 ready for pushback at 06. Asia 9481 cleared for pushback. Bali Tower, good afternoon, Philippines 9514 is on approach. Philippines 9514 cleared to land runway 09er. Bali ground, Asia 9481 ready to taxi. Asia 9481 taxi to runway 09er.
Bali Tower, Indonesia 8243, ready for takeoff runway 09er.
Air Asia 5821 cleared for pushback. Bali ground, Air Asia 5821 ready to taxi. Air Asia 5821 taxi to runway 09er.
Indonesia 8243, cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
China Eastern 6840 cleared to land runway 09er.
Asia 9481 cleared for takeoff runway 09er. Philippines 9514 taxi to gate 06.
Bali clearance, good afternoon, line enter 1743, ready for pushback at 05. Line enter 1743, cleared for pushback. Bali ground, line enter 1743, ready to taxi. Line enter 1743, taxi to runway 09er.
Bali clearance, Vietnam 6545 ready for pushback at 14.
Indonesia 5162 cleared to land runway 09er.
Vietnam 6545 cleared for pushback.
Bali Tower, Air Asia 5821 ready for takeoff runway 09er.
Vietnam 6545 taxi to runway 09er.
Bali clearance, good afternoon, Indonesia 2641 ready for pushback at 03. Indonesia 2641 cleared for pushback.
China Eastern 6840 taxi to gate 14.
Bali Tower, good afternoon, China Southern 29er 14 is on approach. China Southern 29er 14 cleared to land runway 09er.
Indonesia 2641 taxi to runway 09er. China Southern 5811 cleared for pushback.
Bali Tower, good afternoon. AirAsia 6436 is on approach. AirAsia 6436 cleared to land runway 09er.
Indonesia 5162 taxi to gate 03.
China Southern 5811 taxi to runway 09er.
Bali ground China Southern 29er14 requesting taxi to the gates. China Southern 29er14 taxi to gate 16.
Bali clearance type 59er95 ready for pushback at 17.
AirAsia 5821 line up and wait runway 09er.
Bali Tower, line enter 1743 ready for takeoff runway 09er.
AirAsia 59er36 cleared to land runway 09er.
AirAsia 5821 cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Line enter 1743 cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Type 59er95 cleared for pushback.
AirAsia 6436 taxi to gate 18.
Bali Tower, Vietnam 6545 ready for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali ground type 59er95 ready to taxi. Type 59er95 taxi to runway 09er.
Vietnam 6545 line up and wait runway 09er.
Bali Tower, Indonesia 2641 ready for takeoff runway 09er. Indonesia 2641 cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Vietnam 6545 cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
China Southern 5811 cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
AirAsia 59er36 taxi to gate 17. Bali Tower type 59er95 ready for takeoff runway 09er. Type 59er95 cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali Tower, good afternoon. Dynasty 90256 is on approach. Dynasty 90256 cleared to land runway 09er.
Bali clearance AirAsia 5819 ready for pushback at 10. AirAsia 5819 cleared for pushback.
Bali Tower, good afternoon. China Southern 39er30 is on approach. China Southern 39er30 cleared to land runway 09er.
AirAsia 5819 taxi to runway 09er.
Bali Ground, Dynasty 90256, requesting taxi to the gates. Dynasty 90256, taxi to gate 10.
Bali Tower, AirAsia 5819, ready for takeoff runway 09. AirAsia 5819, line up and wait runway 09.
Bali Ground, China Southern 3930, requesting taxi to the gates.
AirAsia 5819, cleared for takeoff runway 09.
China Southern 3930, taxi to gate 19. Bali clearance, Cebu 90161, ready for pushback at 12. Cebu 90161, cleared for pushback.
Bali clearance. Good afternoon. China Eastern 4527, ready for pushback at 21. China Eastern 4527, cleared for pushback.
Bali Tower, good afternoon. Super Green 1650 is on approach. Super Green 1650, cleared to land runway 09er. Cebu 90161, taxi to runway 09er.
Bali Ground, China Eastern 4527, ready to taxi. China Eastern 4527, taxi to runway 09er.
Bali clearance, Indonesia 8343, ready for pushback at 02. Indonesia 8343, cleared for pushback. Bali ground, Indonesia 8343, ready to taxi. Indonesia 8343, taxi to runway 09er.
Bali Tower, good afternoon. Lion Inter 2478 is on approach. Lion Inter 2478, cleared to land runway 09er.
Bali Tower, Cebu 90161, ready for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali clearance, Philippines 5797, ready for pushback at 01.
Cebu 90161, cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Philippines 5797, cleared for pushback.
Super Green 1650, taxi to gate 02.
Bali clearance, Lion Inter 7157, ready for pushback at 08. Lion Inter 7157, cleared for pushback. Philippines 5797, taxi to runway 09er.
Philippines 8234, cleared to land runway 09er.
Bali Tower, China Eastern 4527, ready for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali ground, Lion Inter 7157, ready to taxi. Lion Inter 7157, taxi to runway 09er.
Bali Tower, good evening. Cathay 3238 is on approach. Cathay 3238, cleared to land runway 09er. Lion Inter 2478, taxi to gate 12.
Bali Tower, good evening. Asia 6660 is on approach. Asia 6660 clear to land runway 09er.
Philippines 8234 taxi to gate 01.
Super Green 3945 cleared for pushback. Bali ground, Super Green 3945 ready to taxi. Super Green 3945 taxi to runway 09er.
Bali ground, Cathay 3238 requesting taxi to the gates.
Lion Inter 6658 cleared to land runway 09er.
Cathay 3238 taxi to gate 20.
Bali ground, Asia 6660 requesting taxi to the gates.
Bali Tower, good evening. Lion Inter 6538 is on approach. Lion Inter 6538 cleared to land runway 09er.
Asia 6660 taxi to gate 05. Bali Tower, good evening. Indonesia 4320 is on approach. Indonesia 4320 clear to land runway 09er.
Bali ground, Lion Inter 6658 requesting taxi to the gates. Lion Inter 6658 taxi to gate 07.
Bali clearance Philippines China 515 ready for pushback at 06.
Bali Tower, good evening. China Eastern 4824 is on approach. China Eastern 4824 cleared to land runway 09er.
Bali ground, Lion Inter 6538 requesting taxi to the gates. Lion Inter 6538 taxi to gate 08.
Philippines China 515 cleared for pushback. Bali ground, Philippines China 515 ready to taxi. Philippines China 515 taxi to runway 09er.
Indonesia 4320 taxi to gate 06.
China Eastern 4527, land up and wait runway 09er.
Bali Tower, Indonesia 8343, ready for takeoff runway 09er. Indonesia 8343, cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
China Eastern 4527, cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Philippines 5797 cleared for takeoff runway 09er. Lion Inter 7157 cleared for takeoff runway 09er. China Eastern 4824 taxi to gate 21. Super Green 3945 cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali clearance, China Eastern 6841 ready for pushback at 14.
Philippines China 515 cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
China Eastern 6841 cleared for pushback.
Bali ground, China Eastern 6841, ready to taxi. China Eastern 6841, taxi to runway 09er.
Bali clearance, China Southern 29er 15, ready for pushback at 16. China Southern 29er 15, cleared for pushback.
Indonesia 5163, cleared for pushback. Bali Tower, good evening. Indonesia 9er 48 is on approach. Indonesia 9er 48, cleared to land runway 09er. Indonesia 5163, taxi to runway 09er.
China Southern 29er 15, taxi to runway 09er.
Bali Tower, China Eastern 6841, ready for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali Tower, good evening. Emirates 6820 is on approach. Emirates 6820 cleared to land runway 09er.
AirAsia 6437 cleared for pushback. Bali ground, AirAsia 6437 ready to taxi. AirAsia 6437 taxi to runway 09er.
Bali clearance, AirAsia 5937, ready for pushback at 17. AirAsia 5937, cleared for pushback.
Indonesia 9er 48, taxi to gate 14.
Bali ground, AirAsia 5937, ready to taxi. AirAsia 5937, taxi to runway 09er.
China Eastern 6841, line up and wait runway 09er.
Bali Tower, Indonesia 5163, ready for takeoff runway 09er.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at our destination. On behalf of the captain and crew, we thank you for flying with us and hope you will join us again. Please remain seated until
taxi to the gates.
China Eastern 6841, cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Indonesia 5163, cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
China Southern 29er 15, cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Emirates 6820 taxi to gate 16.
Bali Tower, AirAsia 6437 ready for takeoff runway 09er. AirAsia 6437 cleared for takeoff runway 09er. Bali Tower, good evening. Dynasty 8420 is on approach. Dynasty 8420 cleared to land runway 09er.
AirAsia 5937, cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali clearance, China Southern 3931, ready for pushback at 19er.
Air Asia 4040, clear to land runway 09er.
China Southern 3931, cleared for pushback.
Dynasty 90257, cleared for pushback.
Bali ground, China Southern 3931, ready to taxi. China Southern 3931, taxi to runway 09er.
Dynasty 90257, taxi to runway 09er.
Bali ground, Dynasty 8420, requesting taxi to the gates. Dynasty 8420, taxi to gate 10.
Bali Tower, Dynasty 90257, ready for takeoff runway 09er. Dynasty 90257, cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Air Asia 4040, taxi to gate 17.
Bali Tower, China Southern 3931, ready for takeoff runway 09er. China Southern 3931, cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali Tower, good evening. Lion Enter 4220 is on approach. Lion Enter 4220, clear to land runway 09er.
Super Green 1651, cleared for pushback. Bali ground, Super Green 1651, ready to taxi. Super Green 1651, taxi to runway 09er.
Bali clearance, Lion Inter 2479er, ready for pushback at 12. Lion Inter 2479er, cleared for pushback.
Super Green 1651, cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Lion Enter 4220, taxi to gate 02.
Bali ground, Lion Inter 2479er, ready to taxi. Lion Inter 2479er, taxi to runway 09er.
Bali clearance, good evening. Air Asia 1425, ready for pushback at 23. Air Asia 1425, cleared for
We would like to
pushback.
encourage all passengers to watch our cabin crew display the safety features of the aircraft.
Bali ground, AirAsia 1425, ready to taxi. AirAsia 1425, taxi to runway 09.
Bali Tower, good evening. AirAsia 5170 is on approach. AirAsia 5170 cleared to land runway 09er.
Bali clearance, Philippines 8235, ready for pushback at 01. Philippines 8235, cleared for pushback.
Bali Tower, Lion Inter 2479er, ready for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali ground, Philippines 8235, ready to taxi. Philippines 8235, taxi to runway 09er.
Ladies and
Cathay
gentlemen, on behalf of the
3239er,
captain
cleared for
and crew,
pushback.
Bali clearance. Good evening. Cathay 1507, ready for pushback at 22. Cathay 1507, cleared for pushback.
Bali Tower, good evening. AirAsia 5814 is on approach. AirAsia 5814, clear to land runway 09er.
Bali clearance, Asia
Ladies and
6661,
gentlemen,
ready
please
for
pay
pushback
attention as
at
we display the
05.
safety features and procedures of the
Cathay
aircraft
3239er, taxi to runway 09er.
Asia 6661 cleared for pushback.
Bali ground. Cathay 1507, ready to taxi. Cathay 1507, taxi to runway 09er.
Bali ground, Asia 6661 ready to taxi. Asia 6661 taxi to runway 09er.
Bali ground, AirAsia 5170 requesting taxi to the gates. Bali Tower, good evening. Indonesia 3120 is on approach. Indonesia 3120 cleared to land runway 09er. AirAsia 5170 taxi to gate 12.
Bali clearance, Lion Inter 6659, ready for pushback at 07. Lion Inter 6659, cleared for pushback.
Bali Tower. Good evening. China Southern 90572 is on approach. China Southern 90572, cleared to land runway 09er.
Bali clearance, Indonesia 4321 ready for pushback at 06.
Lion Inter 6659, taxi to runway 09er.
AirAsia 5814, taxi to gate 18.
Bali clearance, Lion Inter 6539er, ready for pushback at 08.
China Eastern 4825, cleared for pushback.
Lion Inter 6539er, cleared for pushback.
Indonesia 4321 cleared for pushback.
Bali Tower, good evening. AirAsia 3374 is on approach. AirAsia 3374 cleared to land runway 09.
Indonesia 4321
Ladies
taxi
and
to
gentlemen,
runway
please pay
09.
attention as we display
Bali ground, Indonesia 3120 requesting taxi to the gates.
China Eastern
Ladies and
4825,
gentlemen.
taxi to runway 09.
Lion Inter 6539er, taxi to runway 09er.
Indonesia 3120 taxi to gate 01. Bali Tower, good evening. Lion Inter 79er60 is on approach. Lion Inter 79er60 cleared to land runway 09er.
Bali ground, China Southern 90572 requesting taxi to the gates. China Southern 90572 taxi to gate 1, 9er.
Bali Tower. Good evening. Dynasty 7288 is on approach. Dynasty 7288 clear to land runway 09er.
Bali ground, AirAsia 3374 requesting taxi to the gates. AirAsia 3374 taxi to gate 20.
Bali, good evening. China Southern 2508 is on approach. China Southern 2508 cleared to land runway 09er.
Bali ground, Lion Inter 7960 requesting taxi to the gates. Lion Inter 7960 taxi to gate 03.
Bali Tower, good evening. Indonesia 8126 is on approach. Indonesia 8126 cleared to land runway 09.
Bali ground. Dynasty 7288 requesting taxi to the gates. Dynasty 7288 taxi to gate 21.
Bali clearance, Indonesia 9er 49er ready for pushback at 14.
Lion Inter 9700 cleared to land runway 09er.
Indonesia 9er 49er cleared for pushback.
China Southern 2508 taxi to gate 22. China Southern 2508 hold position.
Bali clearance, Emirates 6821 ready for pushback at 16.
Bali ground, Indonesia 9er 49er ready to taxi. Indonesia 9er 49er taxi to runway 09er.
Emirates 6821 cleared for pushback.
China Southern 2508 continue taxi.
Bali ground, Indonesia 8126 requesting taxi to the gates. Indonesia 8126 taxi to gate 05.
Bali Tower, good evening. Asia 2172 is on approach. Asia 2172,
Ladies and
clear to
gentlemen,
land
please
runway
pay attention as we display the
Emirates 6821 taxi to runway 09.
Bali ground, Lion Inter 9700, requesting taxi to the gates. Lion Inter 9700, taxi to gate 06.
China Eastern 3210 clear to land runway 09.
Bali Tower, good evening. Indonesia 9016 is on approach. Indonesia 9016 clear to land runway 09.
Asia 2172, taxi to gate 07. Bali Tower, good evening. Air Asia 4900 is on approach. Air Asia 4900 cleared to land runway 09.
China Eastern 3210 taxi to gate 14.
Bali Tower, good evening. AirAsia 8874 is on approach. AirAsia 8874 clear to land runway 09.
Bali clearance, Dynasty 8421, ready for pushback at 10.
Indonesia 9016 taxi to gate 08.
Bali clearance, AirAsia 4041 ready for pushback at 17.
Bali Tower, good evening. Vietnam 3110 is on approach. Vietnam 3110 clear to land runway 09.
Bali ground, Air Asia 4900 requesting taxi to the gates. Air Asia 4900, taxi to gate 16.
Bali ground, AirAsia 8874 requesting taxi to the gates. AirAsia 8874 taxi to gate 23.
Bali Tower, AirAsia 1425, ready for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali ground, Vietnam 3110 requesting taxi to the gates.
Lion Inter 2479er cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
AirAsia 1425, cleared for takeoff runway 09er. Bali Tower, Philippines 8235, ready for takeoff runway 09er. Philippines 8235, cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali Tower, Asia 6661, ready for takeoff runway 09er. Asia 6661 cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Cathay 3239er cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Cathay 1507 cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
AirAsia 4041 cleared for pushback.
Lion Inter 6659er, cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali clearance, Lion Inter 4221 ready for pushback at 02. Indonesia 4321 cleared for takeoff runway 09er. Indonesia 339er6 cleared to land runway 09er.
Lion Inter 6539er cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
AirAsia 4041 taxi to runway 09er.
Vietnam 3110 taxi to gate 17.
Bali Tower, China Eastern 4825 ready for takeoff runway 09er.
Dynasty 8421, cleared for pushback.
Lion Inter 4221 cleared for pushback. Bali ground, Lion Inter 4221 ready to taxi. Lion Inter 4221 taxi to runway 09er.
Dynasty 8421, taxi to runway 09er.
Bali Tower. Good morning. Philippines 1284 is on approach. Philippines 1284 clear to land runway 09er.
China Eastern 4825 line up and wait runway 09er. China Eastern 4825 cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Indonesia 9er 49er cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali Tower, Emirates 6821 ready for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali ground, Indonesia 339er6 requesting taxi to the gates. Indonesia 339er6 taxi to gate 10.
AirAsia 5171 cleared for pushback.
Bali Tower, good morning. Thai 1576 is on approach. Thai 1576 clear to land runway 09er.
AirAsia 5171 taxi to runway 09er.
Bali ground. Philippines 1284 requesting taxi to the gates.
Bali clearance, AirAsia 5815, ready for pushback at 18.
Bali Tower. Good morning. Philippines 2860 is on approach. Philippines 2860 cleared to land runway 09er.
Philippines 1284 hold position. Philippines 1284 continue taxi.
Indonesia 3121 cleared for pushback.
AirAsia 5815, cleared for pushback.
China Southern 9er 573 cleared for pushback.
AirAsia 5815, taxi to runway 09er.
Bali ground, Indonesia 3121 ready to taxi. Indonesia 3121 taxi to runway 09er.
Bali ground Thai 1576 requesting taxi to the gates.
China Southern 9er573 taxi to runway 09er.
Thai 1576 taxi to gate 12.
AirAsia 5815 hold position. AirAsia 5815 continue taxi.
Bali clearance AirAsia 3375 ready for pushback at 20. AirAsia 3375 cleared for pushback. Emirates 6821 cleared for takeoff runway 09.
Bali ground Philippines 2860 requesting taxi to the gates. Philippines 2860 taxi to gate 01.
AirAsia 4041 cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Lion Enter 4221 cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Dynasty 8421 cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Philippines 3108 cleared to land runway 09er.
AirAsia 3375 taxi to runway 09er.
Bali clearance Lion Enter 7961 ready for pushback at 03. Bali Tower AirAsia 5171 ready for takeoff runway 09er. Lion Enter 7961 cleared for pushback.
Philippines 2860 hold position.
Lion Enter 7961 taxi to runway 09er.
China Southern 2509 cleared for pushback.
Bali clearance Dynasty 7289er ready for pushback at 21.
Philippines 2860 continue taxi.
Dynasty 7289er cleared for pushback.
Bali ground China Southern 2509 ready to taxi. China Southern 2509 taxi to runway 09er.
AirAsia 5171 line up and wait runway 09er.
Dynasty 7289er taxi to runway 09er.
AirAsia 5171 cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
AirAsia 5815 cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Indonesia 3121 cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Philippines 3108 taxi to gate 18.
China Southern 9er573 cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali Tower AirAsia 3375 ready for takeoff runway 09er. AirAsia 3375 cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Lion Enter 7961 cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
AirAsia 8873 cleared for pushback.
Bali clearance. Good morning. Indonesia 2655 ready for pushback at 24. Indonesia 2655 cleared for pushback.
Philippines 3472 cleared to land runway 09er.
Bali ground AirAsia 8873 ready to taxi. AirAsia 8873 taxi to runway 09er.
Bali ground Indonesia 2655 ready to taxi. Indonesia 2655 taxi to runway 09er.
Bali Tower Dynasty 7289er ready for takeoff runway 09er.
Cathay 6312 cleared to land runway 09er.
Bali Tower. Good morning. Indonesia 8020 is on approach. Indonesia 8020 cleared to land runway 09er.
Bali ground, Philippines 3472, requesting taxi to the gates. Philippines 3472, taxi to gate 19.
Bali Tower. Good morning. Philippines 90604 is on approach. Philippines 90604 cleared to land runway 09er.
Cathay 6312, taxi to gate 20.
Bali ground, Indonesia 8020, requesting taxi to the gates.
AirAsia 7762 cleared to land runway 09er.
Indonesia 8020, taxi to gate 21.
Bali clearance, China Eastern 3211, ready for pushback at 14. China Eastern 3211, cleared for pushback.
Bali clearance, AirAsia 8875, ready for pushback at 23.
Bali Tower. Good morning. China Eastern 8580 is on approach. China Eastern 8580 cleared to land runway 09er.
AirAsia 8875, cleared for pushback.
China Eastern 3211, taxi to runway 09er.
Philippines 90604 taxi to gate 03.
AirAsia 4901 cleared for pushback.
Indonesia 8127 cleared for pushback.
AirAsia 8875, taxi to runway 09er.
Bali Tower. Good morning. Cathay 7574 is on approach. Cathay 7574 cleared to land runway 09er.
Lion Inter 9701 cleared for pushback. AirAsia 4901 taxi to runway 09er.
Bali clearance, Indonesia 9017 ready for pushback at 08.
Indonesia 8127 taxi to runway 09er.
Bali clearance, Asia 2173 ready for pushback at 07. AirAsia 7762 taxi to gate 14. Bali ground, Lion Inter 9701 ready to taxi. Lion Inter 9701 taxi to runway 09er.
Bali Tower. Good morning. Indonesia 8308 is on approach. Indonesia 8308 clear to land runway 09er.
Bali ground. China Eastern 8580 requesting taxi to the gates.
Bali clearance, Vietnam 3111 ready for pushback at 17.
Indonesia 9017 cleared for pushback.
China Eastern 8580 taxi to gate 16.
Asia 2173 cleared for pushback.
Bali ground, Cathay 7574 requesting taxi to the gates.
Bali Tower. Good morning. Lion Inter 4630 is on approach. Lion Inter 4630 cleared to land runway 09er.
Indonesia 9017 taxi to runway 09er.
Cathay 7574 taxi to gate 22.
Asia 2173 taxi to runway 09er.
Vietnam 3111 cleared for pushback.
Bali Tower. Good morning. Super Green 4256 is on approach. Super Green 4256 clear to land runway 09er.
Vietnam 3111 taxi to runway 09er.
Indonesia 8308 taxi to gate 05.
Bali Tower. Good morning. China Southern 2380 is on approach. China Southern 2380 cleared to land runway 09er.
Lion Inter 4630 taxi to gate 17.
Bali clearance Indonesia 33907 ready for pushback at 10. Bali Tower. Good morning. Lion Inter 42902 is on approach. Lion Inter 42902 clear to land runway 09er. Super Green 4256 taxi to gate 06.
Bali Tower. Good morning. Super Green 9428 is on approach. Super Green 9428 clear to land runway 09er.
Bali ground. China Southern 2380 requesting taxi to the gates. China Southern 2380 taxi to gate 23.
Bali clearance Philippines 1285 ready for pushback at 02.
Bali clearance Thai 1577 ready for pushback at 12.
Bali Tower. Good morning. Philippines 4478 is on approach. Philippines 4478 clear to land runway 09er.
Bali ground. Lion Inter 42902 requesting taxi to the gates. Lion Inter 42902 taxi to gate 07.
Bali clearance Philippines 2861 ready for pushback at 01.
Bali ground. Super Green 9428 requesting taxi to the gates. Super Green 9428 taxi to gate 08.
Bali Tower. Good morning. Super Green 90664 is on approach. Super Green 90664 cleared to land runway 09er.
Dynasty 7289er cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali Tower. China Southern 2509 ready for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali ground. Philippines 4478 requesting taxi to the gates. Philippines 4478 taxi to gate 24.
Bali Tower. Good morning. Indonesia 3654 is on approach. Indonesia 3654 cleared to land runway 09er.
Bali clearance Philippines 3109 ready for pushback at 18.
Bali Tower. Good morning. Lion Inter 3042 is on approach. Lion Inter 3042 clear to land runway 09er.
Super Green 90664 taxi to gate 25. Bali ground, Indonesia 3654, requesting taxi to the gates.
Philippines 3109, cleared for pushback.
China Southern 2509, cleared for takeoff runway 09. Bali Tower, good morning, Indonesia 6150 is on approach. Indonesia 6150, cleared to land runway 09.
Indonesia 2655, cleared for takeoff runway 09.
Philippines 3109, taxi to runway 09.
Indonesia 3654, taxi to gate 18.
Bali Tower, AirAsia 8873, ready for takeoff runway 09.
Bali ground, Lion Inter 3042, requesting taxi to the gates.
Bali clearance, Philippines 3473, ready for pushback at 19. Philippines 2861, cleared for pushback.
Philippines 1285, cleared for pushback.
Bali Tower, good morning, Indonesia 5982 is on approach. Indonesia 5982, cleared to land runway 09.
Bali ground, Philippines 2861, ready to taxi.
Bali ground, Philippines 1285, ready to taxi.
Philippines 2861, taxi to runway 09.
Philippines 1285, taxi to runway 09.
Lion Inter 3042, taxi to gate 01.
Bali ground, Indonesia 6150, requesting taxi to the gates.
Bali Tower, good morning, China Southern 9852, Mayday Mayday Mayday.
Indonesia 6150, taxi to gate 02.
Bali clearance, Cathay 6313, ready for pushback at 20.
Lion Inter 3042, hold position.
Bali ground, Indonesia 5982, requesting taxi to the gates.
Bali clearance, Indonesia 8021, ready for pushback at 21.
AirAsia 8873, cleared for takeoff runway 09.
Bali Tower, China Eastern 3211, ready for takeoff runway 09. China Eastern 3211, cleared for takeoff runway 09.
Indonesia 8127, cleared for takeoff runway 09.
Lion Inter 3042, continue taxi.
Lion Inter 9701 cleared for takeoff runway 09er. Air Asia 4901 cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali clearance Philippines 90605 ready for pushback at 03.
Bali clearance Air Asia 7763 ready for pushback at 14.
AirAsia 8875 cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali Tower Asia 2173 ready for takeoff runway 09er. Asia 2173 cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Indonesia 9017 cleared for takeoff runway 09er.
Cebu 2188 clear to land runway 09er.
Philippines 90605 cleared for pushback.
Indonesia 8021 cleared for pushback.
Bali Tower Vietnam 3111 ready for takeoff runway 09er.
Bali clearance China Eastern 8581 ready for pushback at 16. Cathay 6313 cleared for pushback.
Bali ground Philippines 90605 ready to taxi.
Philippines 3473 cleared for pushback.
China Eastern 8581 cleared for pushback.
Indonesia 8021 taxi to runway 09er.
Philippines 90605 taxi to runway 09er.
Bali Tower good morning Asia 4600 is on approach. Asia 4600 clear to land runway 09er.
Air Asia 7763 cleared for pushback.
Cathay 6313 taxi to runway 09er.
Thai 1577 cleared for pushback.
Philippines 3473 taxi to runway 09er.
China Eastern 8581 taxi to runway 09er.
Indonesia 33907 cleared for pushback.
Cathay 7575 cleared for pushback.
Air Asia 7763 taxi to runway 09er.
Thai 1577 taxi to runway 09er.
Bali Tower good morning Air Asia 7764 is on approach. Air Asia 7764 clear to land runway 09er.
Indonesia 33907 taxi to runway 09er.
Cebu 2188 taxi to gate 10.
Cathay 7575 taxi to runway 09er.
Indonesia 5982 taxi to gate 03.